5-Year Mission the Podcast, Episode 11.
5-Year Mission the Podcast is proud to have Fansets as its presenting sponsor. Fansets is the place for amazing pin collectibles with over 200 officially licensed Star Trek pins and new releases every month. Stay tuned for a special discount code good on your next order at fansets.com. Fansets, our pins have character. By now you figured out that this was the 5-year mission.
The podcast.
Welcome. Greetings. And hey there, hi now. Hey, how are you nows? To all of the 5-Year Mission, the podcast listeners. I'm Andy Fark. With me tonight is Mike Rittenhouse. Say hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Classic Rittenhouse. We were going to be recording a different episode of the podcast tonight, but the other band members decided not to show up. So Mike and I are pulling off another episode. I realize we're only 10 episodes in, but we're already double dipping.
This will be 11. And
This will be episode 11?
And it's been 9 episodes since the last one.
Okay.
That was the second episode, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think.
So tonight we are going to do another episode. It was a pretty popular one, actually, for so early on in our podcast history. It's one of the more popular ones. We're going to do another episode of Real or Fake.
It isn't real. It's a fake.
We're going to take real and fake Star Trek facts, and then Mike and I have to figure out whether it is real or fake, or something close to the truth, at least. So we're going to take turns going back and forth. It'll inspire some conversation here and there. It's not just going to be us rattling them off. Are we actually going to keep score this time or no?
Well, we kept score last time. We should probably keep score.
It was pretty confusing
Just
time.
because you weren't able to keep score very well.
Last time, Mike technically won.
Technically.
Yeah, I mean, he
beat you by like 3 points.
He beat me by 3 points. Something along those lines. So we're going to do 10 real or fake Star Trek facts each and kind of go back and forth.
So one person could potentially score 20 points.
Potentially, yeah.
I should say I could potentially score 20 points.
You jerk. Well, since you're so confident, why don't you go first?
Are we starting?
Yeah, we're starting.
We're just jumping right into it?
I mean, what else do you want to talk about right now?
10th anniversary of our friendship.
Oh, that's right. Today in my Facebook memories, it popped up that we had our very first practice as a band as of tonight's recording 10 years ago today. And that is insane that we've been a band exactly for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Because it was all 5 of us at that very first practice?
We were all 5 there.
Okay.
Because the rest of us had already been like meeting up and talking and
that's right.
working on some songs. But that was the first full practice that everyone, we had a full band.
Yeah, my exact status update 10 years ago on this day, February 11th, 2010, going to play with actual musicians tonight for the first time in months. My hands are not going to like me when they remember that they usually have calluses on them. And then after practice, I've said, I have a monster-sized blister on my left thumb. I guess that's what I get for not playing for 5 months.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and first songs that we did were...
you had learned...
I'd learned the Cage,
the first
Man Trap.
3 off the album.
Cage, Man Trap, and what's
Charlie X, I think was the other one. We had, I think, like 10 or 12 of the songs written, and you came by and got a CD before the practice.
Here at Hero House Comics, 1112 Prospect Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, heart of Fountain Square.
And you walked in and you had this giant beard, and I was like, oh, God.
And I like that now Chris is the one that always has a beard.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Noah kind of does, too.
Just because Noah's lazy. Chris thinks his is sexy or something.
Something. I don't know. We'd had a couple other randos come in and like try out, but
they were all like guitarists.
Yeah, I mean
they could play drums.
Yeah, some of them were better drummers than others, but like none of them bothered to even listen to the songs.
Yeah, these were all like acoustic demos. So if someone wanted to play drums, they had to kind of come up with stuff like on their own.
Yeah.
Not like, here, play these exact songs.
Right.
Yeah.
And they showed up just thinking, well, let's jam and we'll make stuff up. Like, we already had songs written.
Yeah, I get that if it's like from scratch and everybody's like, I don't know, what do you want to play? I don't know, what do you want to play?
Let's jam on the same 4 chords for about 20 minutes.
Which is how we write some of our songs now.
Yeah.
But
that's where
Catspaw.
Colder in Russia and Catspaw both came from.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah took one of the recent jams we did, and he's turning it into something for year 5.
Nice.
Anyway, 10 years, man. It's crazy.
10 years, man. You want to do some real or fake now?
Okay.
All right. Start us off.
Question 1.
Question 1.
Get behind my screen so you can't read my...
You can read your poker face?
Yeah. So I'll give you any of my tells.
All right.
Jonathan Frakes' first acting role was playing a character named Tom Carroll in 90 episodes of a soap opera called The Doctors from 1977 to 1978.
Whoa. 90 episodes in 1 year? Well, I guess it is a soap opera. They don't have the same type of seasons. Oh, man. I'm going to go with real.
It isn't real.
That is true. I was surprised.
I can't. That was like his first like major acting job, or just acting job in general.
First job in general, or because I was looking at his IMDb page, and he has one more credit before that for some like religious kind of show, but the year it shows is the year he was born, and when you go and look at it, it says random like unknown episodes. Like everyone else, it like lists how many episodes they were in, and his says unknown. So I don't know like if he was really on it or
if he was just like a background baby or something.
Yeah, maybe he was just like a baby in it or something, or a little kid. But
weird.
But anyway, yeah. Then there was nothing until 77 when he played some character on a soap opera
the year I was born.
For a year.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, I could see him in a soap opera role, especially being that young.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
He's a handsome fella.
I'm wondering what kind of character it was that he played, because it didn't say that he was a doctor, even though the show was called Doctors. So
that doesn't mean every single character on the show is the Doctors.
And also, he was listed in like 90 episodes, but several of them say credit only, and then some of them say uncredited. So
okay,
I don't know how many he was really in.
Now I want to kind of go look up some episodes.
Yeah,
because what was the Unsolved Mysteries type of show that he did for a while there?
Oh, it wasn't Ripley's Believe It or Not? I
think so.
Yeah, I think he was on.
He
Ripley's.
hosted that for a little bit.
Yeah,
because that meme has been coming back.
Oh yeah, because he's like, believe it or not. Nope, we made it up.
That's hey, 1 point for me.
Hey, good job, Andy.
Hey, I'm giving a thumbs up for the listeners.
Probably because that one was so ridiculous that it had to be real.
Yeah, I started trying to put years together on that one, and yeah, I was like, he would have been really young at that point, because he was early 30s probably when TNG came on in like 87.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. I think he was born in 52.
Wow, look at you spouting off some stuff.
Well, I just read it like an hour ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fun fact, Mike was finishing up as I walked into the store for the podcast tonight. Hang on, I'm almost done, but don't come back here. I don't want you spying.
We decided at 6 o'clock.
No, we decided at 4:45.
Was it 4:45?
Because I was still at work.
Oh, well, I didn't start working on mine until 6 o'clock. And then I had customers.
Glad we're so prepared for tonight.
Next.
All right, first one from me. James Doohan was the first of the original series cast to pass away.
Fake.
It's a fake.
That would be DeForest Kelley.
That is right. DeForest Kelley passed away in 1999, and James Doohan did not pass away until 2005.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, luckily enough, we did get to see DeForest Kelley back on screen in TNG before he passed away.
Yep. DeForest Kelley is the only Other than Leonard Nimoy, the only other actor from the original series that I never got to meet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he was really doing conventions anymore
Towards the end,
by that time. By the time I was going to conventions, but I remember going to a few like comic conventions in the late 90s where I got to meet like all of them except for Nimoy and Shatner. Like they just had them all there and like had like 2 people in their line. So I went up and met Walter and James and Nichelle. And I think it was a Chicago Con, one of those that I went to, and I actually got Walter's autograph.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Somewhere. I think it's in Patrick's garage somewhere.
A lot of your things are in Patrick's garage still.
A lot of my things are in Patrick's garage still.
I like that you have your own place, but a lot of your stuff is still stored when you're in between homes in Patrick's garage.
All right. Did I get my point?
You got your point. I marked it on there.
I have to check and make sure after last time. Question 2. Nichelle Nichols only appeared in 4 movies or TV shows before signing on to Star Trek.
Oh gosh. Only 4. I feel like the last time you got me on these number things quite a bit. It was like, nope, it was 5 or something goofy like that. So I'm going to go with fake.
It isn't real.
Real. What were her credits before Star Trek?
So those 4, the first thing she was in 1959 called Porgy and Bess.
Okay.
She was
based on the musical.
An uncredited dancer.
Okay.
Then the most notable one that she was in 64. She played Norma Bartlett in The Lieutenant.
Okay.
Which is where she met Gene Roddenberry.
I was going to say, wasn't that a Roddenberry show? Yeah.
Yep. That's the important one because, that's how she got.
Yeah, that was the springboard and how she got introduced to Gene. Yeah.
Yep. She was in a TV movie called Great Getting Up Mornin'.
Okay. There were a lot of TV movies from like the 50s to like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do them as much anymore because of cable. Now they're all spread out between like Hallmark.
Well, they're all on Hallmark.
Oxygen and all that stuff.
And then she was also in one episode of the CBS Repertoire Workshop.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but
sure.
She's credited for it. So
Repertoire Workshop.
That's everything she did before 1966, which is when she started doing Star Trek.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Never knew that.
All right. We're up to you, right?
Yes.
All right.
Question 2 from me.
Give it to me.
We don't hear his full name very often, but Pavel Chekhov's middle name is Vladimir.
Ooh. I have no idea. I'm going to have to just guess. Oh, fake.
It's a fake.
That's right. It is fake. His middle name is Andreevich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even more Russian sounding.
Well, because I was like, I remember hearing the Andreevich one, but I was like, what's another Russian sounding name I could toss in the middle that sounds real? Pavel Vladimir Chekhov. That sounds plausible.
Hey, I was literally on the fence. I had no idea. You almost had me.
Almost.
What do you happen to know what episode or where they say his name?
I did not look up when they eventually said it. But
okay.
Yeah. All I know is they brought him in because of the popularity of the Monkees.
Yep.
Which luckily enough they didn't like.
Then they gave him a wig.
I know. Luckily enough they didn't just cast Mickey Dolenz or Peter Tork or something and be like, hey, we're gonna put Peter Tork on a spaceship. Sounds good to me.
I think that would be way too goofy.
Yeah.
Peter would be the worst choice of all the monkeys. No
of
offense
all
to Peter.
the monkeys they could have brought in.
No offense to Peter.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Peter Tork, but, I would have gone Mickey Dolenz.
All right, we're up to question 3, right?
Yes.
Question 3.
Question 3.
Of the 99 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, 18 were directed by former series regulars.
Real.
It's a fake.
Ooh, this is where I get you with those numbers.
Oh, you jerk! How many?
Actually, it's 24.
Come on, man. This is how you got me the last time.
Michael Dorn directed 1.
Uh-huh.
Robert Duncan McNeil directed 4.
Mm-hmm.
LeVar Burton directed 9.
Wow, I didn't realize he did so many of Enterprise.
And Roxanne Dawson has the most with 10.
Okay, because I knew she did a pretty decent handful.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you always see her name in the credits.
Yeah, which I mean, great for her.
Yeah,
I mean, she's definitely. I mean, her and like Robert Duncan McNeil have gone on to have like great directing careers. I mean, it's the same thing with Frakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Burton too. Really, I mean, he doesn't do it as much, but
really, some of the best Star Trek are directed by like the actors.
Yeah, but I think it's because like they've been on the other side of the camera so much that they kind of have a little more feel of like the aesthetic.
They understand the material.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. I always love it when you see a former cast member come back and actually still work with the show, because like it's kind of a nice little testament that, you know, it's like they loved the franchise so much, they're so thankful to, you know, have, like in some of their cases helped launch their career and everything, so they want to kind of come and give back, but also, you know, it's a paycheck and they enjoy doing it, otherwise they wouldn't be like actively pursuing to like come back to the franchise that helped like springboard them into their new careers.
And it's always nice to see their names on other TV shows.
Yeah.
When you're watching them and you see like directed by so-and-so and you're like, I know that person. That's Tuvok's name.
It's that guy that plays blues guitar.
Next.
All right, my number 3. Eddie Murphy was nearly cast in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home.
I'm going to say fake.
It isn't real.
No? So he got screwed out of Ghostbusters and The Voyage Home.
No, he didn't get screwed out of Star Trek: The Voyage Home. He decided he did not want to do it.
Oh.
So he went on, instead of doing Star Trek for The Voyage Home, the writers actually went back and rewrote the script, because originally they made it a little more comedic when they thought he was going to be part of the cast. So they had to go back through and rewrite it a little bit so it wasn't so comedic, because they couldn't get another. I mean, where were they going to get Piscopo?
They were like, that Richard Pryor Superman movie went over real well. Let's do Eddie Murphy on Star Trek.
Well, this was like right after he had like all the success on Saturday Night Live and Beverly Hills Cop and everything. So instead of doing The Voyage Home that year, he went and did The Golden Child.
Oh.
Which is a movie that I still love to this day.
I want the knife.
Please. My brother Noopsy has forgiven me. God, I love that movie so much. As a matter of fact, one of the 5-Year Mission Facebook page, when I used to do a ton of memes all the time, I based one of them off of The Golden Child. Because it was a shot of Kirk and the Gorn, and they were all like face to face real quick, and I had Kirk saying, "In my front pocket, there's a whole thing of Tic Tacs. Take as many as you like."
So what role was he supposed to play? Do you know?
They didn't specify. It was just supposed to be someone like on board the Enterprise on some weird little adventure. They didn't like go into like great detail of like what his role was going to be.
So he was going to play the sexy doctor.
Probably, that had
scientist,
to like get to a planet in time to save them. Yeah. The whale scientist.
Sexy whale scientist.
Space marine biologist. I like that you have to put sexy in front of it. The marine biologist, the sexy marine biologist. Ooh, I get that last point too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, because it was real.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I did.
Question 4. In the Vulcan Hello,
Ooh.
the Shinzu is protecting a Tellarite colony from Takuvma's ship.
Tellarites. The Vulcan Hello. That is fake.
Is it?
It is.
It's a fake.
That's right.
What were they protecting from Takuma's ship?
Oh, crap. Oh, hello. They were protecting. It wasn't a Tellarite. I don't think it was a colony at all, was it? Arrgh. I don't remember. Tell me.
It was an Andorian colony.
I almost didn't think it was a colony at all, but yeah, now that you say it, yeah, okay. Which is so funny because, like, eventually, like, the Starfleet and the Andorians are like, no, screw y'all.
Right?
No, y'all are shady.
I figured you would get that one. You're the
Discovery guy,
the resident Discovery expert.
Well, it's because my girlfriend got so into Discovery. Now
You've seen it like 4 times.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen the 3 Picard episodes at least twice each. So I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it. I'm keeping up. Yeah, I got a couple Discovery questions in here. So we'll get there.
That'll be my weak point.
I think I even have a Voyager question in here.
Wow.
Yeah, look at me branching out.
I may have a couple of Voyager questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna do horrible on those.
I know.
It's just gonna be shots
I decided to go easy on you.
Thank you. All right, mine. Oh wait, I get that point.
Yeah.
I almost forgot to mark it.
How? What are our points?
So far you have 4 and I have 3.
Well,
Yeah.
staying pretty neck and neck.
Here's a numbers one for you.
Oh, great.
You jerk. Between the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, Discovery, and Picard, there are currently 758 episodes of Star Trek.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Now a number question. Tables have turned.
That's tough. All right, let's see.
Notice I did not say the animated series.
Okay.
I specified.
Okay, so minus the animated series. Let's see, 79 plus 100.
Whatever. You're really over there trying to do head math because you know the exact episode counts for each series.
Yeah. I've figured those numbers several times in the past.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if I'm counting movies and animated series or not in what I had come up in the past. I'm going to say real.
It isn't real.
Yes. I knew it was around 750. I just didn't know if it was if that was the exact number.
I almost really messed with you and said 757. I should have.
Yeah.
I just have been a total jerk about it.
Well, to be fair, in the times that I've done number things with you, I don't do just like the next number.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
there's always off by like 12 or something like.
Yeah, like a number that makes it. Yeah. Like the last time when I asked you the O'Brien question, it was like half as many episodes. And
I should specify for anybody out there that's actually doing the math right now, as of this recording, Tuesday, February 10th, 2020, there are 758 episodes. As of the time this is released, there will be 759.
Yeah, because there are currently 3 episodes of Picard.
Yes. Number 4 will be released this coming Thursday, February the 14th?
13th.
13th. Okay.
Friday is Valentine's Day.
That's right. Okay.
You got anything Valentine's planned?
I do not.
You suck.
Wait, Valentine's Day's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Then I probably will have something planned.
Okay. You got a couple days.
I got I'm taking my kids out on the 13th.
All right.
So it'd be kind of a Galentine's Day, but it's like a Kidentine's Day.
That's the Picard night. You gonna get to watch Picard?
Not until later.
Are you letting them watch it?
They have not shown too much interest in getting started on it. I mean, to be fair, they just now started The Mandalorian.
Okay. I've been thinking about watching The Mandalorian with Ruby.
Okay. I mean, I think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
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 And thus far, I mean, outside of the sheer hubris line, I mean, Picard's family friendly thus far.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, other than like all the death.
That's a word my kids have not heard.
What?
Yes. All right. Oh yeah, your turn. What you got for me?
All right, let me see. Benny's last name in Far Beyond the Stars is Russell.
Real.
It isn't real.
Correct. I thought maybe I'd get you by making it so obvious that you would question it.
No. Actually, I just recently rewatched that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a great episode, and that's one of those bottle episodes that, like, with me and Star Trek, I am not really the type of guy or person that can go back and just watch random episodes of Star Trek unless it's like a true bottle episode where like you don't really need to know too much about the character development, and it's not really part of like the ongoing arc. And it's rare that I'll go back and do that. Like, I have to be like a beginning to end type of person.
Yeah.
Like, I do that like once a year with like each series.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm that way with most TV shows. I can't just go watch it. Now, like something like Friends, I've seen it so much.
Oh, yeah.
I can just watch any episode anytime.
Exactly.
But shows like Star Trek and like, Stargate and stuff that, I really love.
Breaking Bad, things like that. Yeah.
That especially that have ongoing stories and not just episodic. Like Next Gen, I could throw on just about any random episode.
Like the last of the Star Trek series where I can go back. Like with TOS, I can go jump in whatever episode. It doesn't really matter. But stuff like DS9 and Enterprise and things like that, I can't just go drop back in and just,
because there's ongoing plots, and as soon as you drop in a random spot, suddenly you just want to watch the rest of that season.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, a little off topic, but one time that happened to me with Buffy. I was talking to someone about the musical episode, which is in season 6.
Right.
And so I went and watched it just because I felt like it. And it made me want to keep watching. So I kept watching, and I finished out the series from season 6 on through the end of 7. At the end of 7, I was like, well, now I want to watch the whole series again.
Yeah.
So I immediately rewatched the entire series, including the 2 seasons that I had just watched. That's what happens when I drop in the middle of a show.
Exactly. It's like the weird, like, TV watching OCD that I have. Like, I can't do it. I have to be like the complete. It's sort of like how on like South Park, whenever somebody like starts like Come Sail Away, Cartman has to finish the entire song. That's me. Me. All right. Let me get to my question 5 here.
It's been a long road.
Getting from there to here. Beautiful. Oh, question 5 from me. The Discovery episode, The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry, holds the record for the longest episode title in Star Trek.
Say the episode title again.
The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry.
Fake.
It's a fake.
That's right.
For the world is hollow and I have touched the sky.
That's right. Yep. That's pretty much it.
I knew that one had the record, but, with that title being so long, I had to do the math.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Exactly. Because see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yep.
And, considering one of the words is I.
Yeah. It's a letter.
I know. Exactly. So yeah, it's a close one, but I thought that one might throw you, but I kind of figured you would get For the World is Hollow and I've Touched the Sky. So
yeah.
So that was a nice little quick hitter for you.
Thanks for the free point.
Exactly. I mean, again, we were we were discussing this off mic before we started. It's like last one we were just kind of messing with each other. This one we kind of want to get into some like interesting factoids that some people may not know or may not know. So we're trying to keep this a little interesting. But of course, with as fast as we put these together, there's going to be some BS questions, quick hitters in here now and then.
I have a couple of them.
Yeah. Is this one of them?
Probably.
All right.
You're going to hate this one.
Oh, God. Come on. Is it a Voyager question?
Chakotay.
Kuchimoya.
I picked him on purpose.
On purpose, because I hate Chakotay so much.
Question 6. Chakotay Has a sister who lives in Ohio.
Real.
It isn't real.
It is real, yes.
Oh, God. I was just doing a quick reel out of spite. But no.
In the they mention it in the episode author.
You know what? I do remember that. That's one of the episodes that stuck out for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's a doctor episode. The
Yeah.
doctor episodes are the best ones.
Was that one where he like flashed back to his childhood?
Mm.
I'm trying to remember because I know there were a couple episodes that flashed back to his
that
childhood.
episode is I just saw the name of it when I was looking this
When I was growing up and learning the ways.
Now I can't remember the name of that episode, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I almost asked a question about his dad.
Well.
And that was the episode, the flashback episode you're talking about, and his dad's name is in it and everything. And
I wouldn't.
I know. My question was gonna be Chakotay's dad's name is.
I was actually gonna try to get you with Spock's real name, and just like mess it up by like one ending letter. It's like the one say it's like your human tongues could not pronounce it, but they had it all like spelled out on a website. It's like Spanik Blues this will.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have got that on there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, my question 6. Okay.
But Chakotay's sister doesn't inspire you to have a conversation about anything?
Nothing Voyager is ever going to inspire me to have a question.
Next.
Oh, goodness. All right. The ship, the Discovery, is based on a ship we briefly saw in the TNG episode The Wounded.
The Wounded.
It's a very Riker-centric episode.
Am I allowed to ask anything?
No. It's pretty straightforward. Because that episode did involve a few ships.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the episode. Can't remember anything from that episode, so I'm just going to have to guess. I'm going to say fake.
It's a fake.
I'd only mentioned TNG to kind of throw you off the scent a little bit. Actually, this shows that they're Star Trek fans. Because the design of the Discovery is based on Ralph McQuarrie's design for the possible Star Trek Planet of the Titans movie that got abandoned, and also from and then they were going to try to use it again in the abandoned series Star Trek Phase 2.
Is that the one where? Because I remember like the back of it was very triangle looking, like the Discovery, but the main body, the hull of it was like a ball, right?
Yeah.
It was like it looked like the Discovery's nacelles and engineering section.
Well, and the Klingons on Discovery are also based off of original Phase 2 designs.
Yeah,
like all their outfits and everything, like that whole big spiky collar thing.
So that was a point for me, right?
That was a point for you, yes.
How many points do I have?
You have 7, I have 5.
Okay. Once I get 11, do we just call it?
No.
Because I win?
No.
All right. Question 7. Jonathan Frakes has directed 3 episodes of Discovery.
Is this going to be another one of those number things that throws me off? Because I know he's directed at least 2.
Is it a number thing?
I'm going to say real.
It isn't real.
That is real.
Okay.
He directed Despite Yourself, New Eden, and Project Daedalus.
Oh, yeah.
He also has 2 more episodes in season 3 upcoming, so then he will have 5 episodes.
That's right.
Currently 3.
Yeah, the New Eden was a great episode. That was like the point where a lot of the people that were kind of on the fence about Discovery, like some of them are obviously still,
because it was more of a Star Trek.
It was more of a Star
kind
Trek
of
story. Yeah.
We find this group of people living in this random place, and
why
they got here in a really weird way, and
yep. And then eventually they do kind of break the Prime Directive, and they're like, look, This is who we are. We're just up there chilling in our spaceship. I knew you were real. And then they were like, hey, here's this battery that'll last a lifetime. All we need in return. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And that was also, you know, a lot of people were also on the fence until Captain Pike shows up, too.
Yeah.
And that was a very Pike-centric episode, too. And that was so fantastic.
Yep. I was never on the fence with Discovery. I mean, I've liked it from the start and wanted to watch it. But I definitely got more invested when Pike showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially like when you see the Enterprise and you see the original series looking uniforms, and you know, I'm not going to nitpick about the fact that Pike never wore original series uniform, but yeah, it's okay.
Oh my gosh! All right,
next.
Hey, look, a Voyager question.
Yeah. Let's have it. Give it to me, Andy.
All right. Due to budgetary reasons, the ship Voyager is actually comprised of leftovers from multiple ships from Deep Space Nine.
I'm going to say fake.
It's a fake.
All right.
While it's not leftover ships from Deep Space Nine, it is actually comprised of leftover ships from, let's see here, the crew quarters, transport room, and parts of engineering are from Star Trek Generations.
Mm-hmm.
Going back a little bit, the ceiling of the transporter room in Next Generation is actually the floor from the original series. Neat little factoid.
Oh.
Yeah. And also on Voyager, the warp core is actually from the refitted Enterprise from the first 3 Star Trek movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, sure, it's been like redecorated a bit, but like you
spruced up.
You can see it.
Yeah. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Well, I knew they filmed it on the same stage where they had the Enterprise D bridge.
Yeah.
And they had just, you know, turned it into the Voyager bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty sure that none of those were leftover parts from Deep Space Nine.
Well, I just said from multiple ships.
I know.
From Deep Space Nine, not actual DS9.
Also, most of the stuff in Deep Space Nine is not really Federation, which makes less sense than if they reuse stuff from Next Gen.
One of the facts within that one that I thought was interesting that I didn't include on that, when Voyager first starts out, they only have 2 runabouts.
Mm-hmm.
But they somehow wind up going through 7.
Yep. And they even make the Delta Flyer.
Yeah.
At one point, and then they destroy that a couple times, and just like, you know, remake it, I guess.
Oh, here it is again.
Jeez. It's like a Galileo situation all over again.
Mm-hmm. What you got for me?
Question 8.
Okay, is another Voyager?
Jennifer Lane.
I don't even know who that is.
You really don't know who that is?
It sounds familiar. I'm assuming she's on Voyager.
Jennifer Lane only has 15 acting credits. You're gonna be so pissed off.
Real. Is that Kess?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, it is Kess.
Okay. But I'm going to go with real.
It's a fake.
Ah! Who cares?
It's 13.
You! Oh my God. This band and this podcast is done. God, you are such a jerk. Did any of those acting jobs come after the meth?
God. No, they did not.
She basically turned into Florida Man.
Yeah, I know. Well, so I looked her up because I was
quite the rabbit hole.
I wanted to see if she did anything after Voyager.
Right.
Which she did a couple things, but not much.
Yeah.
The only thing like really noteworthy is she was on the Men in Black TV series.
How long was that on?
I don't know how long it was on, but she was in like I can't remember now. It was like 11 episodes or something.
Oh, wow. I don't even remember that Men in Black had a TV series.
Me either. But it was in the late 90s, like after Voyager, after she was on Voyager. And like that was the last thing that she did, I think.
Yeah.
And then nothing after like 1998 or whatever.
She went off the deep end with addiction, and did she die, or is she just
she is still alive,
rough shape?
And I think she kind of, like a lot of addicts, she kind of goes back and forth, like she's cleaning up and then falls down again.
Yeah.
But I know as of a couple years ago, she was cleaned up well enough that she actually went to a convention and joined the rest of the cast for a reunion.
Okay. All right.
That was, I want to say, like 2 or 3 years ago.
All right. Hopefully she is still clean and everything, and hopefully she'll be in Vegas for the 25th Voyager anniversary.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be huge. No more Voyager questions.
I think we've squeezed enough Voyager out of you for tonight.
Good Lord, my brain hurts.
You've hung in there.
Hey, I'm one for 2 on Voyager questions.
Did I get my point?
You got your point. A very reluctant point with your 1 number off.
As I started to say, like I originally went to look her up because I wanted to see if she did anything after Voyager, because I was going to ask you my question. I wanted it to be something like Jennifer Lean did not do any acting after she left Voyager.
Okay. And again, I would have gone, wait, who's Jennifer Lean? Again. I eventually got who it was, but
without me telling you.
Yeah, no prompting.
But you also, I mean, you pretty much did it out of process of elimination.
I also kind of did it out of spite.
Because you know who the other 3 major female actors on the show are.
That's true. Deep Space Nine question.
All right.
We always love those.
Yeah.
Alexander Siddig was originally cast as the captain on Deep Space Nine. Rick Berman did the casting. Rick Berman picked him to be the captain on Deep Space Nine.
I feel like that's fake.
It isn't real.
That's real.
Real. Yeah, Rick Berman originally had him play Cisco, but the higher-ups did not like the idea because they didn't like a captain, because Alexander Siddig was only like in his mid-20s at the time.
Right.
And then Avery Brooks became available, and they were like, hey, we want this guy, but he's not allowed to shave his head and grow a goatee because we don't want people thinking of Hawk from Spencer for Hire. And then what happens? Halfway through season 3, we get Hawk the captain.
Yeah.
Well, not captain.
Not yet.
Commander.
Almost.
Commander Hawk. But yeah, apparently they wanted to fire Alexander Siddig because they didn't like him, the higher ups didn't like him as an actor. And he and Cole Meany actually used to really, which is funny because they had such a bromance in the show, they used to butt heads all the time arguing about England and Ireland. And I guess they were just like at each other's throats about it. So they were like, well, here's another excuse to get rid of this guy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I love Siddig and I love Bashir.
First 2 seasons.
But yeah. First couple seasons, he is really hard to.
He's punchable
to take. And imagining him being like the head of the lead of the show, I don't think that the show would have lasted.
No.
I don't think that it. I just can't even picture that.
No, not at all. Well, which is also nice because it wasn't just like another white guy in charge.
Yeah.
So we got Avery Brooks out of the deal. I mean, and then immediately followed by Kate Mulgrew as the first female captain.
Though, Alexander Siddig isn't actually
That's true.
White guy.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, he looks enough like a white guy that one could argue that it's just another guy who looks like that.
What's his full name?
It's
oh my god!
Hang on, it starts with an F. I think Siddig.
Okay, it's not as long as I thought it was. His real name is Siddig El Fadil.
Yeah, I knew there was an F. I was gonna say he went by Siddig Fadil.
Yeah.
In the first couple seasons.
Yeah. 2 more questions each.
Yeah. How are those points looking?
9-7.
Ooh, man.
Just watch, we're gonna get to the end, and it won't add up to 20.
Last time.
I'll have missed one. It's closer this time than last, though.
Yeah. All right. Question 9. The character Renee Auberjonois. It's close.
Good job.
Close enough, right? The character Renee Auberjonois plays in Star Trek V is named Colonel West.
Oof. Now I almost feel like it's a trick question, like he wasn't in 5, he was in 6 or something. I'm going to go with fake.
It's a fake.
That's a good guess because he was in 6 and not in 5.
Yes! Oh, thank God.
You got it, man. I like that I saw those gears turning and you even said it out loud. I was trying so hard not to react.
I was working my way through that one. I was like, wait, I don't think he was in 5.
I thought I could throw you off by just kind of speeding over the 5 part.
Now, to be fair, I haven't watched the movies as many times as I have the different series.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one kind of stood out to me because once I really got into Deep Space Nine, I was like, oh, they were this different thing in this different version of Star Trek, and I'd go back and or go forward, I guess, whichever, and just kind of look and see, like, oh, there they are acting without the prosthetics, or oh, there's such a different character from the one that they're most known for. So glad I didn't buy into your BS with that one.
I knew if I tried to throw you off by saying like search for Spock or something like that, like a lot farther from 6. I knew if I said one, like the one next
something
to it,
a little more
maybe
around
you
the
wouldn't
area,
think about that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to,
Nope.
and I thought, I'd get you to focus on the name, like, oh, was that his name?
Because he was also in an episode of Enterprise, right?
He was in an episode of Enterprise.
They were all like, wasn't he a hologram?
He was also in an episode of Voyager.
He was a hologram in Enterprise, wasn't he?
In Enterprise, yes.
Because it was like that weird like underground cave thing where that ship had crashed and like the hollow emitters had basically made this girl's like entire family and the rest of the crew to kind of like keep her company so she would survive and not go crazy.
I believe that's the episode. Yeah.
Can't remember the name of it. Wish we had Jim Morehouse here to rattle it off.
I invited him to be on this tonight.
Did you?
Yeah, when we were still talking about doing Arena.
One of the later episodes of Real or Fake, we'll have to get him on here because I would love to hear him rattle off some weirdness.
We could do Mike and Fark versus Morehouse and Davidson.
Ooh, yeah. Or we could get Adam Drozen in on this. Wait, my turn now?
It is your turn for question 9.
Speaking of, it is currently 9-8 Advantage Rittenhouse. The acclaimed writer, George R.R. Martin, interviewed for a writing position on The Next Generation.
I think that's fake.
It isn't real.
Real?
Oh, it's so real, sir. During an interview, it came out from George R.R. Martin himself that he actually did interview to become a writer on Next Generation, but he said an unnamed producer, he didn't name names, told him that Star Trek is more of a people show than it is a sci-fi show. And so George R.R. Martin, who had already written Game of Thrones, and he was well known, not as well known as he is now,
right?
But yeah, they turned him down because they didn't want it to be too much of a sci-fi fantasy show and more of a people-driven show. So yeah. George R.R. Martin, what could have been? We could have had like a red wedding of Star Trek episodes, which I kind of feel like in Discovery we've kind of already had that though.
Yeah.
Because there's been some major bloodshed. Oh, guess what? We're tied.
I know.
Oh.
And there's only one more question each.
Yep.
So
we could tie.
I get to keep the imaginary belt if I can beat you.
Yeah.
If we tie, what do we do? We don't have like a bonus question.
No, we should have each come up with 11 just in case.
Yeah. Or just one of us had one more as a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Maybe if we tie, one of us will just have to come up with one to see if the other one can get it.
Or we can phone a friend and make them make up one.
Oh, now I kind of hope we tie. Question 10.
Final question from Rittenhouse. Do your dirtiest.
Brent Spiner.
Mm-hmm. That's Riker, right?
Sure.
Data.
That's the right show.
And B4 and lore.
And
Sing.
nope.
Wait, what's the doctor's name that built Data and lore?
You were close.
Oh my gosh.
Dr. Noonien Soong.
Soong! Dang it.
Yeah, it's very similar to Khan Noonien Singh.
Yeah.
But it's Noonien Soong.
That's right. That's where my confusion was coming from. But I was messing around. I know who Brent Spiner is, damn it.
Brent Spiner is the only TNG regular to share scenes with all 3 TOS actors who guest starred in TNG.
3. It's James Doohan, DeForest Kelley. I know he was with DeForest Kelley. Can't remember. He interacted with Doohan. I'm trying to think of the third. Okay. Real.
It isn't real.
That is real.
Yes!
Who's the third actor, Andy?
Nimoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't say it. You're like,
well, no, because that was the last one that I thought of, so I didn't have to like really think it through. And I was like, all right, I know those 3 were all in TNG, but I couldn't remember if Data was part of their scenes or not. Okay, but yeah, all right,
Yep.
Good deal.
very good. All right, let's see if we tie. Give me your last question.
All right, Earth and Vulcan, the planets, are 17 light years away from each other. Yeah, suck it with the numbers.
17
light years.
All right, let's see.
Are you doing the math?
Yeah.
They said it took this many hours.
If Voyager was 70,000 light years from Earth, and they said it would take 70 years, that means that 1,000 light years is a year.
Okay.
You said that they were 17 light years?
17 light years.
So if 1,000 light years is a year, that means...
What's this math you're doing? It's the episode question all over again.
That means that it's it's approximately 3 light years per day.
Wow.
Which means...
Oh, wow. You're going back to like an Enterprise episode, aren't you?
Which means that if it takes a couple of weeks to get to Vulcan, that's like 40-some days. Or light years, I mean. But that's Enterprise time. And their warp speed was only 5.
Yeah.
Let's say that's real.
It's a fake.
You want to know how many light years Earth and Vulcan are from each other, Mike?
How many?
16.
You suck. Did you change that?
No. Earth and Vulcan are 17 light years away from each other. Fake. Answer 16 LY. LY stands for light years. I had to get you with one of those jerk ass math questions.
Oh man.
That's just like ever so slightly off. And this time, just to be an even bigger jerk, I only did it by 1.
I know.
But yeah, you over there doing the math and you said like, so it'd be like 43 light years. I'm like, yes, he's gonna miss it. Hey, where's my invisible belt?
Oh yeah, here's your virtual belt.
Thanks, Mike. I'm gonna wear this on my invisible pants now. Show it off to all the invisible ladies. Look, I'm the invisible champion of a Star Trek stupid trivia game on a Star Trek Bands podcast, of which I am a member and a host. You impressed yet?
I'm a little disappointed that we didn't tie, so that we weren't able to call up somebody and have them give us a tiebreaker.
No, we could still call somebody up and be like, hey, do you got a quick real or fake thing you can do for us?
It's not that exciting now.
Yeah.
It's not a tiebreaker.
It's not even fun anymore.
Yeah.
Now that you lost.
It's okay. I mastered this game in the first episode, so
That's true. You kicked my butt last time.
yeah. I wasn't really trying this time.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Yeah.
No, I just got better. I'm a little more on to you now.
Well, I think that you tend to watch more Star Trek than me.
As of late, that has not been true. I mean, outside of Picard and Discovery.
Yeah.
But I do occasionally go back because my kids have been a little more curious about going back and watching TOS because they really want to be on an episode of this podcast. They're stoked. And my daughter even told me that one of her classmates, her dad listens to this podcast.
Really?
No, I want to be like, find out who your classmate's dad is, because that's weird. We're doing pretty good listenership for the first 11 episodes here.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, why don't you go follow us on Spotify? We got a feed over there. Trek Geeks now has a master feed, so you will get alerted on iTunes whenever a new episode of anything that is on the Trek Geeks Network drops. That's including handy. Trek Geeks, Discovering Trek, which is also hosted by Bill and Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Politrex, Rewind,
mm-hmm.
F***ing Rewind. Have you listened to an episode of Rewind yet? Oh my God, those are two of the most potty-mouthed Canadian ladies I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
Picard Live just recently started. Every Sunday night it goes live on YouTube, and then it will hit the feeds. I believe on Mondays, same day as ours, I think. Oh, Who is Trek will be premiering very, very soon.
It's a lot of shows, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Bill had to bring on another moderator for Camp Kittimer for all your news. If you want to get early downloads, you can go to the Facebook group, Camp Kittimer, and that is where Trek Geeks will be posting a lot. There's all kinds of fun conversations going on in there about Star Trek. No gatekeeping allowed, no bashing.
Andy, we're not supposed to direct people there. They're supposed to discover it on their own.
No, I'm trying to help those guys out. I'm trying to throw Bill and Dan a bone here.
Camp Kittimer is supposed to be like a special secret. Well, and now you're just telling everybody.
Well, I mean, where are the people that are wounded and drifting in space supposed to start drifting towards in the Battle of Wolf 359, if not towards Camp Kittimer? I mean, this isn't going out into like Klingon space or anything, so we're good. They're not going to be able to like follow it.
I think my brain has reached Star Trek capacity tonight.
Yeah, so we will. We are actually heading to Concave in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yep.
February 20th through the 23rd, Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Clarion Inn and Suites. Go to concaveky.org. It is $45, I believe, for the entire weekend. You've got to find your own lodging. They actually have con discounts at the hotel, but you actually have.
And there are still rooms currently available, I believe.
Very few rooms available right now at con rate, so you'll get a discount. But we play Saturday night, February 22nd.
This coming weekend.
Of
when this podcast will be released.
With that $45 membership, you get an open bar the entire weekend, or as Noah would say, open bar. You also get 3 meals a day, all the snacks. There's live podcasting going on. We're talking about getting a live podcast together. There's room parties all weekend. We will be playing a very elongated set. It's always fun. It's always weird. It's always hilarious. And you get to hang out with us in a weird hotel in Kentucky, indoor swimming pool and hot tub. And there's a couple robots every now and then too.
That's a lot of fun. Anyone who can make it should make it.
Yeah, and we will be podcasting from Concave.
We're definitely
a couple interviews.
Definitely doing some podcasting, so that might be your opportunity to guest star on this podcast.
That's right. Head on down there. So until next time, we don't know yet. So stay tuned for the next episode. We will see you guys next episode. That was the smoothest ending I could possibly do. Fansets.com. You know fansets.com, Mike, right?
Sure.
Sure. You don't sound too sure about that.
I know of it.
You know of it? Have you ever been to the Fansets website?
Sure.
Oh my God. Mike, they're our show sponsor every single week, along with every single program on the Trek Geeks Network of podcasts. You should know this by now. You should be spending your money on our sponsors.
Your jacket has enough money on it from our sponsors.
I know.
For our entire band.
I've dropped way too much money. And actually, what's funny is that the last time I ordered something, I used our own discount code, which it made me feel good that I was putting money kind of back in my own pocket.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I was paying for our podcast to be produced by patronizing fansets.com.
But what is that discount code, Andy?
If you go to fansets.com right now, you could fill up your cart with all kinds of goodies from Alien, Big Bang Theory, DC Comics, Firefly, Harry Potter, Irwin Allen, Star Trek, of course. They also have some exclusives in there from the new Picard series. They're on pre-order right now, the visitor badge that he puts on. And yeah. And
now I do see the Fansets ads, or like, you know, when they're posted
on Facebook and
on Facebook and stuff.
Whatnot.
Like, you know, I've seen that, you know.
Yeah.
So I saw the visitor badge.
Yeah, and I think I've actually given you a few of my extras in the past, which you've done nothing with, so I just need to get those back from you whenever you can.
I sold them.
Son of a bitch. So if you head over to fansets.com right now, fill up your cart, you can get 15% off by using the discount code 5-year mission, all caps, no spaces. Make sure to use the number 5 at the beginning. 5-year mission, 15% off. Save some money by listening to your favorite podcast of your favorite Star Trek band. It's very niche, but we still get you 15% off of your entire order at fansets.com. Fansets! Our pins have character. And we thank Fansets for sponsoring this weird podcast every single week, along with every single episode of every single podcast on the Trek Geeks Network.
Shouldn't that be every other week?
For us, it's every other week.
Yeah. So what you should say is, we want to thank Fansets for sponsoring this podcast every other week and sponsoring all of the Trek Geeks Network podcasts every single week.
Works for me.
Get it right.
You want to do this ad read?
I could.
You basically just did.
Yeah.
Except I know more about the product because I do work.
But I'm good at faking stuff.
That's true. You are pretty good at faking stuff. I've seen you pull off some
you've
guitar
seen me
solos on stage. That you got no clue what you're doing.
I was about to say, you've seen me sing.
Yes.
And I put that in air quotes.
I've seen you play drums twice and messed it up both times.
Yeah, but you put the messed up in quotes too, so that means that I didn't really mess up.
No, you really messed up.
Nah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Wow.
What were we talking about? Fansets. We are.
No, they changed the tagline.
Oh.
Our pins have
Star Trek.
No.
I sure want to leave. I sure want to leave. Thank you for listening to this episode of 5-Year Mission, the podcast. If any of you are interested in listening to more of our music, you can check us out on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes or pretty much anywhere that you can listen to music. Just search for 5-Year Mission and we should be the first thing that comes up. If you would like to contact us in regards to the podcast or anything else that you want to talk to us about, you can email us at 5yearmissionband@gmail.com.
And for more information about the band, you can go to 5yearmission.net and also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.